All right, in a strange twist of events, we have... Okay, I thought I've seen fucking everything, but I haven't seen this. Um, every time I look at this, it makes me laugh a little bit more. One of my live coin Q&A folks, which, by the way, if you were able to make it to the 1 year anniversary episode of our live stream show last night, it was a damn fine and very special episode. And thank you, by the way. I'm trying to hold it all in because I really want to bust out with a serious laugh. But the most embarrassing thing that you do is pee your pants, obviously. And you know, you guys could tell. I'll sit there and pause the video and you'll see like a skip. And I'll be wearing different clothes. But we had a great time last night. Huge turnout. I think our peak concurrent views was somewhere around 110, 115 for the first time ever. And it just so happens to fall on our 1 year anniversary show. It was Ken Peavy's love child, and we are continuing on the good times. So if you haven't done so, check out our channel, Live Coin Q&A. You will not regret it. We gave away a copy of the Whitman Mega Red to probably one of the greatest people to ever live on the face of the earth, and very well deserved. And congratulations to Mr. William Porch for the absolutely dynamite knockout 69S Lincoln set that came back PCGS AU 55. That's going to be an expensive coin. And I have a feeling we're going to see that on the open market here pretty soon. And keep in mind, William, that if you wanted to send a few gift cards my way, I won't turn it down. But in all reality, in all seriousness, that is a huge find. It's the biggest find that we've talked about on our channel by one of our guest patrons. But yeah, you've been probably staring at this grotesque looking thing on the screen, and yeah, I think this is a serious troll job. It could possibly be the numismatic, a kind of 2021 meme of the year, and it goes to this: a PCGS encapsulated cricket, out of all things. To really kind of make matters worse, this coin is being auctioned on Great Collections. It's held in the private territorial and other section on their website, and it comes with kind of a interesting story, if you could call it that, which is typed very clearly on the listing. And I figure I'm gonna go ahead and share this thing, and try and blow through it as quickly as I can, so we can get to some of the other bits and pieces of news for today. But this is part of the Fred Weinberg collection. Now, if you don't know who Fred is, he's only one of the most notable numismatists on the face of the earth. He's more well known for his Error Coin collection, which is just an overall top to bottom masterpiece of a collection. And he's owned quite a few rarities that'll make your head spin. Apparently it did to our little buddy Jiminy Cricket here. But yeah, there's more to the story. And we'll talk about it here. Let me go ahead and read out the description. It's an undated PCGS holder with cricket remains from the Fred Weinberg collection. Jesus. And so the legend goes. Now we're kind of, prefacing this whole thing as if it's some really cool or awesome fairy tale. But back in the 1990s, there was a cricket disturbing the coin graders at PCGS until one of them caught it and put it in a slab. Now, here's picture number 2. I don't know if you can see it. My camera flickered there for a second. All right, so obviously there was no grade or anything. They just used an empty holder to put this little guy in. Wow. You mean to tell me this cricket is over 25 years old? That's crazy. It was then the subject at a high-level meeting of graders where it was decided to give it to error expert Mr. Fred Weinberg. How nice. This has been featured in articles, many online forum posts, and even in David Schwager's book on sample slabs. And it notates that on page 394 in case you missed it. It has also been on display at major coin shows around the U.S., including the most recent ANA show in Rosemont this year. Please note, the cricket remains are very fragile and may break into additional parts in the future. I'm sure this thing will shatter into a million pieces upon shipment. Now here's what I find fucking funny. We would grade the cricket a solid mid-state 65 full head. And then it says detached. Detached full head attribution. Yeah, that is simply a unique find. I'll be absolutely honest. I just ate something I feel like I'm gonna throw up right now. But yeah, I've been into business, in the hobby, for over 25 years. I thought I've seen everything, and then this comes along. I thought that maybe I would be kind of, it's gonna take a lot to push aside some of the more memorable, items I've seen cross the auction block, like the dime minted on a nail out of all things, or the Silver Eagle minted on a piece of emery board, which is sandpaper in layman's terms. But no, ladies and gentlemen, we have a true collectible for the entomology crowd. All right, and entomologists love their insects for sure. To be sure, people collect preserved scorpions from the Saudi Arabian desert. I mean, if there was even the thing, tarantulas and all sorts of other cool insects. And then probably this one will end up going into a high-profile entomology collection. Now, of course, this is all just some joke. What's not a joke is that this is in full display as a regular auction item. All right, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this was probably posted a few days ago, but there are 54 days left. I mean, they want all the exposure in the world to help sell this thing. And you're never going to believe how much this thing has been bid up to just in the first day or two. It's up to $310 with 6 bidders, or 6 bids, or whatever you want to call it. So obviously, I mean, someone really wants this thing with enough ties to Fred Weinberg, to PCGS, to the folklore of the coin grading market and everything like that. And oh boy, every time I look at the screen, that stupid eyeball on that head is just looking at me. All right. But anyways, yeah, this is a real thing out there. It's on greatcollections.com. If you think that you've seen some weird shit in your life, you definitely need to take a look at this, and probably save it in your watch list if you are a frequent person on Great Collections. Now, obviously, I mean, it's not graded. They took this animal, this insect, and put it in a slab just to get it out of their hair, I guess. But anyways, a really interesting story, a very gross auction. I know these are delicacies, in certain parts of the world, and probably in the southern U.S. I'm not even sure. But yeah, here's one right here that looks pretty well preserved for something being, probably 25 to 30 years old. You would think that these things are probably long been turned to dust, but this could also be a really good kind of marketing tool for PCGS to show you how supersonically sealed your coin is in a PCGS holder, because there is virtually nothing getting inside that thing to do any sort of damage to your coin. Because if you could preserve a few robotic bits of this cricket to where it is right now, then obviously things are really good with the service and the quality slabs and all that. But yeah, let's go ahead and change course, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about probably one of the biggest snooze fest releases from the U.S. Mint for this year, and that's going to be the 2021 Uncirculated Coin Set. Now, these things are released every year, and it used to be up until I believe it's either like 2002 or 2003 that the U.S. Mint had produced the coins in a satin strike, which, come to find out, had its own documented mintage for those satin coins. All right, and we've seen that in the 90s and into the early 2000s. You could pick up some of those mint sets, and they would be a cut above what you would normally find out in circulation. Okay, and I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't even know about that until many years later, because I had taken a hiatus from coins from right around, it was right after I graduated high school, because I was heading to college, so somewhere like 1998, and all the way up till, I don't know, probably 2006 or 2007, because when I came back, I was buying junk silver because it was so cheap. But when I got back in, I had missed, a fair amount of the, that 10-year period of all of these mint sets with the circulation, not circulation, but the satin, strikes in there. But in this particular case, okay, we're getting less coins. Of course, you see the issue price is going to be $25.25. Don't know where they came up with the 25 cents. I think they're just, again, being cute and all this. No mintage limit, no product limit. These things are going to be selling on their website between now and probably the end of next year, when the next uncirculated coin set goes on sale. So they keep these up for quite some time. This is probably a microcosm of just the failures of what happened last year. I'm a little salty on mint sets and probably any set in general, coming from the U.S. Mint. Now, proof set, silver proof set, and of course this thing, because of the fact that they had released, for a year and a half, these freebie coins that you would think would continue on. The West Point Lincoln cent and Jefferson nickel. However, the U.S. Mint had decided, because probably more likely the pandemic had something to do with it, and planchets might have been in short supply. I don't know. Who the fuck knows at this point? That's all a folklore, and it's anybody's guess what happened last year. But yeah, I was a little bit. I was more excited when these sets had those complimentary coins in there, and then the U.S. Mint set released last year for 2020, and you're like, oh yeah, fantastic! I'm looking forward to the 2000 West Point Business Strike freebie coin. Guess what? They didn't do it. Somehow, some way, it was not a thing. And that was a coin that I think a lot of people were looking most forward to, because the Business Strike coins hold a lot more desirability, a lot more value graded, because in turn they would be graded full steps. So finding some of these examples in, say, a Mint State 68, 69, or Perfect 70 with full steps would be kind of a big deal. but it never happened. And because of that, I've grown a little bit skeptical about some of these sets this year. Now this year, it's different because we don't have 5 America the Beautiful quarters to help boost the value proposition in these sets. All right, and we've seen just a stupid, ridiculous price increase, and especially on the silver approved set for this year, and it's not worth it. And the price was the same as last year, but the only difference was you get 2 silver quarters this year, the Washington crossing the Delaware, and the final coin in the America the Beautiful release, the Tuskegee Airman. And then here we are with the uncirculated coin set. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, it's got the $50 for what that's worth. It's still an NIFC, but the U.S. Mint had made an announcement that they were going to push out a ton of 2021 and 2020 $50 because they produced a lot of it during the so-called coin shortage that people were experiencing, myself included. I couldn't get anything from the bank. It didn't matter if I gave them $100 Starbucks gift card; they still wouldn't tap. But this is going to be the set that I would probably avoid. Now, to my own chagrin in all of this, this might even be a set that's going to be a very low mintage mint set. But who cares at this point, right? I think most of the coin community is experiencing a little bit of wallet fatigue. But also we could say the same about the collectibles world in general. It doesn't matter what you collect, whether it's sports cards, comic books, graded video games are a thing right now. You guys, some of you have probably watched my video on the graded video game debacle with WADA and Heritage Auctions. I mean, it's all over the internet now. I mean, there's no secret underlying reasons or any stories to share. I mean, it is what it is. And then, you know, it's just, there's a lot of money that has been spent in the last 12 to 18 months. And, yeah, people's wallets and purses are hurting right now. A lot of folks were leveraging credit lines to buy a lot of these things in the hopes that they could flip after so-called grading them to make a profit. And then when that didn't happen and the market kind of just dropped 30, 40, 50%, then people were more desperate to just move their items. But I think in all of this, the Uncirculated Coin Set is going to be one of those things that's a highly avoidable U.S. Mint product that's going to kind of kick off the fall season. Now, here is going to be the coin set, and I talked about this again. This is a set that's coming out here a week from yesterday. This is actually going to be a Monday release out of all times. I mean, normally we see, don't we see like Tuesday releases for new U.S. Mint products? But September 13th, the U.S. Mint is going to make available for sale good old 21XJ, which is the, and this has been kind of like the big hot topic with the U.S. Mint, the 2-coin reverse proof Silver Eagle set, designer edition, whatever the hell that means. I mean, the box is still cardboard. The price is still really, really up there at $175. But when you do the math, it plays very, very similarly to a regular proof Silver Eagle. Mintage 125,000. Product limit 125,000 pieces with a household order limit of 1 each. All right, but that's not the big news. Keep in mind this set has not been made available. By the way, hit the remind me button. You want one of these? All right, this is going to be an easy flip for you guys because people are beginning to sell these on eBay, and they have been doing so for about the last 30 days, and you're never going to believe how much these are going for currently. But before we look at those listings, check out the coins. Reverse proof, your devices, your design details are all mirrored out on there. The fields are frosty, so they did a reverse, and that's why they call it that. There's going to be a San Francisco and West Point edition. Now, the one that you see here is the Type 1. That's the reverse of 1986. That's the outgoing design. And then you also have the reverse of 2021. This is going to be your San Francisco coin. You see the estimate mark right there. This WA is the initials of the artist of that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Walking Liberty obverse design in Adolf Weinman. All right, so that's not a W mint mark. It's not the West Point. The Type 1 is going to be your West Point coin for this release. But this is an incredibly hyped set. Everybody and their brother is gonna obviously pick up one, and they won't care who they trample over to pick up at least one. But you better believe that there's going to be a number of individuals, and whatever your stance is on people using their parents' addresses to using their girlfriend's addresses, using the mailman's address, but that's only because the girlfriend had given him his address. Yeah, we're not going to go there. But if you used multiple different addresses, you could obviously order more of these. And of course, you have to use a different payment for each one: a credit card, a debit card, a business credit card, whatever the case may be, in order to pick these up. Now, why in the hell am I telling you this? What's so relevant about this? Well, this is going to be kind of like the big flip for the holidays. All right, here are the so far documented sales of a coin that never had gone on sale yet. We're just gonna go to the first to the first sale from September 5th, which was 2 days ago, for the 2 coin set at $675. So it's seeming like that this guy is pretty confident that he's going to have one of these sets confirmed on that date. But take a look. Here's another one for $900. Do the math. What is that? 4.5 times? Pretty close, pretty damn close to 5 times X. 5X your money. I mean, that seems like a pretty good flip right there. I'm thinking the 675 is more realistic. And I can't even believe I'm saying that's realistic, because it's not. This $700, $650, this is not realistic. Because you'll order these things, and here's the fault with selling these right now, because they haven't been ordered. Now, even if you were able to sell your 2 coin set as a pre-sale for $650, and they're even using the pre-sale term in here, even though these sets are not available for pre-sale. They're not the Morgan and Peace dollars, but yet they're still using that, and I think that's very, very wrong. Very wrong, and it's unrealistic to sell these when you don't have the coins in hand. And I would say the same for the Morgan and Peace dollars as well. But $650, you pick one of these up. Yay, you confirmed your sale. Good for you. You get the coins. And then what happens? Before you had the opportunity to send them out, the prices have dropped. They've plummeted. Let's say, for argument's sake, they went down to $450. So the person that bought your pre-sale, do you think they're going to follow through with the transaction? Do you think the guy that sold his for $900 and it plummeted to $450, $400 at the time the product drops to your doorstep, do you think those people will want to stick with their pre-sale? Probably not. I would say it's going to be about maybe a 60-70% chance that particular buyer is going to want a refund. Sure, it's inconvenient, but what if you had spent the money already? Then you're going to be in deep shit. And that's why I'm not a proponent to selling these before they are released. But yet, it's more prevalent and prominent today. And that's only because the U.S. Mint had announced and sold the Morgan and Peace dollar series sets, coins, long before that they were going to drop ship. And then people had seen this as like an opportunity to do the same thing. to other coins that are being made available through the mint as not pre-sale. I mean, this is ridiculous. $900. You know, to some people, that's a good chunk of money. So what happens when that money unwinds and you're the type of guy that's surviving on stuff, on that kind of money? You know, there are people out there that are making $2,500, $3,000. I would say $800-900 hit or chargeback onto your credit card or off your credit card is going to be a pretty big deal. But those are a few of the coin bits and news that I wanted to talk about. I'm still thoroughly grossed out by the cricket in the PCGS slab. Can't even believe that's a thing, and that's actually at auction. It's got to be a troll job. I mean, you know, what else would it be, right? But that's gonna go ahead and do it for this one. I would love to hear your thoughts. What you guys think about all of the events talked about today on this video. Would love to hear your thoughts. And yes, there are a few of you that aren't particularly fond of the cursing and all that, but you know what I'm going to do is first and foremost apologize about that, but also I'm not going to sugarcoat things in today's world. All right, the reason why that this is the way it is, and that, you know, the way that I'm presenting it this way, is that people just need to be, you know, they need to loosen up a little bit, not take things so seriously, because I think there's been a lot of people commenting on my videos, regardless of whether or not I cuss or not, that are really, really serious about coins. When ultimately this is more entertainment. It shouldn't be held as financial advice. All right, I did not graduate numismatic university, but most importantly, we're all humans. We all need to chuckle and laugh about stuff. And whether it's with me or someone else, okay, there are different ways, different mediums. People are today, this day and age, a lot more loose, especially with everything going on in current events and politics. We could all certainly use a little bit of an escape. Coins can be an escape, but how do we spin it around so that way I don't sound like your average Joe on YouTube talking about coins? Okay, coin collectors, investors, and dealers seem very stuffy, old-fashioned, unpersonable, which I'm not unpersonable. I'm actually the complete opposite of that. If you knew me in person, I'm generally a really fucking funny guy. I mean, you know, I make fun of the size of my head, and I don't give a shit. And there are people that just don't care about me. But you know, do not praise church and all these other things, because I don't go to church. All right. YouTube is my church. People are my church. I care. And I care about you guys, because you guys have built my channel into what it is today. This is your guys' program, and I'm happy to do this. We talk about things. I go to the ends of the earth to find rather engaging subjects to talk about. As gross as it may seem, we do talk about some pretty good stuff here on this channel. But as always, don't forget to like, dislike, share, or subscribe. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. I'm your host, Sean, again with BlueRidgeSilverhound. It was certainly a pleasure. Coinaholics, we are discovering together. Thank you again for such a memorable live stream on the live Coin Q&A channel. I work with a lot of good people, and if you guys are interested in knowing more, if you're interested in enhancing your education in numismatics, please come on down, hit the subscribe button, make yourself comfortable. We're going to be giving away a boatload of various tools, more books. We might even give away coins too. And thank you for all of these super chats and super stickers last night. That was awesome. It was one of the most active, and you know, my panel mates are deserved of the spotlight, because you guys make it happen, and they work hard to provide the answers to your questions that have been otherwise lost in memory for quite a while. But whoa, that's going to go ahead and do it. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your week. I will see you later for more market videos. Those are my faves. Yeah, the market is going to be hot. We are like at the doorstep of the holiday season. People are going to be running to the banks and picking up inventory to search through. They're going to be going to coin shops. There's going to be more local shows. It's going to be fun, exciting. You're probably going to have to wear a diaper because you might even pee your pants. It's that exciting. It's that good. And there's no better feeling than to go to your local show. Support your local dealers. Support the people that have the content, that have the inventory to provide to you to enhance your collection, to give you an outlet, a breather from the daily rigors of life and everything else going on. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for all your views and support. And then that's it. So long, guys. Take care.